It's now time for our next interview. And next week is Occupational Therapy Week. And in light of how COVID-19 has forced us to find new ways of doing important daily activities, the theme for this year is Reimagine Doing, making it a time to educate caregivers on how to manage the stress of raising children while adjusting to the new norms. To talk to us today about Occupational Therapy Week is Danielle Ferraris, and the community service OT with a passion for working with children. Originally from Bloemfontein, Danielle is at Red Cross for her practical year. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we start talking about this year's OT Week, can you tell those listeners who don't know what occupational therapy is?
Thanks for the question. Wow, what don't we do? So OT is truly a unique profession. We aim to promote the engagement in meaningful daily activities. These include eating, self-care, and learning. We're very good at identifying the underlying difficulties that people may have with these activities, such as fine motor skills, attention, and sensory processing, just to name a few. With children specifically, we focus on empowering the caregivers, and we treat children through what children do best, which is play.
So why do you think it is so important to celebrate the annual OT Week?
During OT Week, we have the chance to create an awareness for OT. We have one super week to appreciate our dynamic profession and how we're able to allow individuals as well as communities to reach their greatest potential.
And obviously, you've explained now how occupational therapy, what it is and how important it is. But what impact has the COVID-19 pandemic had on occupational therapy at the hospital?
It has been a challenging time as we haven't been able to offer some of our normal services, such as our outpatient clinic. We as a team have been able to find solutions to these barriers, such as our telehealth consultations. We really want to continue to give the best possible service to our patients that is also safe during these times.
Awesome. And I mentioned in the introduction that this year's theme for OT Week is Reimagine Doing. Does that link into COVID-19? Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, so the pandemic has forced most of us to change the way we go about our daily lives. The theme for OT Week this year is Reimagine Doing because it correlates with the need for each one of us to rethink how we can bounce back from COVID and find new and innovative ways to engage in our meaningful activities. We decided to focus on the caregiver's role and how they can continue to create a safe as well as a stimulating environment for their children.
Okay, awesome. And what tips do you have for parents and patients to manage their stress during this difficult time?
What an important question. Mental health is something we feel very strongly about. Firstly, it's so important for parents to understand that these are unpredictable times and it's only natural to feel anxiety. In order to build resilience and be able to take care of your children, you need to remember to take care of yourself first. Parents should be able to take time off daily to do something that truly makes them happy and practice mindfulness, whether it's taking a walk or even having a strong cup of tea. It's also important to have a solid support system that you can talk to. And remember, you're not alone in this.
And then many of those people might be nervous to come to the hospital at the moment. So where can they find information about occupational therapy and perhaps connect with an OT?
Great question. So we are happy to do telephonic consults with caregivers who have any concerns. Caregivers that are not known to us may easily reach out to their closest clinic to consult with an OT. Information about OT can also be found on OTASA and WFOT's websites. And I also wanted to add that here at Red Cross, we take strict precautions in social distancing and hygiene practices to ensure the safety of our patients.
Fantastic. It definitely sounds like the occupational therapists at Red Cross have bounced back during COVID-19. So what words of encouragement do you have for the children during this difficult time, the children in Red Cross?
So although there's been so much heartache that has come from the pandemic, this is a time that made us appreciate all that we value, such as our friends and families and even our normal everyday activities. And honestly, children never cease to amaze us. We see it every day. They have the ability to show incredible resilience. However, it is important for children to know that if they feel scared or confused in this time, they should always reach out to an adult they can trust.
Fantastic. And Danny, just before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just wanted to emphasize that it's okay to have the feelings that you do. This is really unfamiliar for all of us. So it's important to take a deep breath and take small steps every day, because courage isn't always a huge roar. Sometimes it's a little voice at the end of the day saying, I'll try again tomorrow.
Danny, thank you so much for joining me on the show this morning. And that's some great advice there to end off the interview. Thank you so much.
You're listening to RX Radio.
For and by children.
RX Radio. RX Radio rocks.